filmmaking. And then the other class was some of the films you saw about vision, which is a class called Vision to Visual. But I want to bring up if there's any of the filmmakers in the audience. I know Mira, who made the film on the gazelle, is here. Mira, if you can come up. I know where. Come up. And if any of the high school students, does anybody want to come up? Come on. Is Christine in the audience as well? So maybe we can just go around here. Let's go right here. Maybe you can just introduce yourselves and say which film you made and talk a little bit about it. A few lines.
Hi, my name is Mira Santos. I made a short film called Abu Dhabi, and it's about me kind of following this herd of gazelles that's roaming on the Saudiyat Golf Club, just a few kilometers from here, and kind of just exploring their relationship with this place and how they're sort of being marginalized by modernization.
Hi, I'm Abdallah. So our movie was about like life where land meets water, and about like beautiful scenes of life and water, and that we took mostly in Corniche. Yeah, me and Ziad.
So my name is Ziad, and I was with Abdallah. We made I liked our movie actually, and we had a great experience recording and filming and joining this exhibition, and it's our pleasure to be here. Thank you.
My name is Salama. Ours was the first video you saw. It was the one about seashells and shell collecting.
Yeah, and my name is Fatma. We work together, and it was a very nice opportunity, and we got to learn a bit about movies. It was fun. We enjoyed it.
I was wondering if a few of you could just talk about the process. How did you kind of come up with the idea, and also the duration of the filming, and talk a little bit about how you came up with that, and if it was a script or if it was more something that you just went out and kind of, more of kind of like an intuitive thing. So maybe we can start with you, Mira, in terms of how the film came about, and I know that you also were going back and forth between filming and having mixed feelings about this relationship with gazelles. If you can talk a little bit about that as well.
Yeah, I made this short film in the second half of last semester, and you helped me a lot going through all the footage because like every week I would try to go out to the course a few times a week and film the gazelles and follow them. And you were very helpful in going through the footage and trying to edit this just massive amount of data. And I really, this idea started for me when I saw the gazelles on the course, and I was taking Arabic, and I learned that Abu Dhabi means father of the gazelles. It also means Russian gazelles. There's this myth that Abu Dhabi was founded by these Bedouin hunters who followed a gazelle to a spring, which led them to create Qasr al-Hosn and start the city. And so it's an interesting relationship how gazelles are so significant to Arab culture and history, and how they're still here.
So basically, we were just walking down the Corniche and looking at beautiful scenes. So we thought, why not make a short movie about like specific scenes of water and like the sunset and these kind of things. And we didn't have like an idea before. We were just going to look for an idea while filming. So we came up with the idea while filming the scenes.
We also tried to use our footage and everything we recorded, and we just came up with the idea while making that short movie, and I hope it was a successful idea.
Ours was more spontaneous. We just went there and took the footage, and we were just going to work with it later. So.
Yeah, and we basically came up with the idea of the movie while working on it, and it was a bit, what's the word for it? It was like the time was very short and we were like almost freaking out, but we got it done, alhamdulillah.
And just to clarify, the students had how much? It was 2 hours, an hour and a half. Yeah, it was quick because you had to download the footage. And my last question, and then I'll turn it to the audience. But what was, for some of you, this is the first film that you've made, and how was the experience of watching the film, and all the films for that matter? And do you want to make more films? And what was that experience like seeing it on the screen? And Mary, you've seen it a few times now, so.
Oh, well, I guess watching it now, yeah, I guess it's true for a lot of filmmakers. You just want to go back and re-edit things, and you notice a lot of little flaws that you make in the film. But I think rewatching it, I really, I guess you start to read more into the film, and there are a lot of things that I didn't intend to see or envision in the film that I think I did, like with the ants and the birds. And now going back, it just brings back so many memories of also of like frustration. I was very frustrated filming the gazelles. I would just spend hours getting lost, finding them, getting wet, and getting very dirty and scratched up. And so every time I watch it, I just think of those memories of wandering on the course and stalking these animals.
It was a great experience because, like, when you look at the scenes in real life, you don't really notice how like great these scenes are. But when you actually take pictures of them and videos, you notice how like they're good looking and they're beautiful. And the experience was really good. And after we've seen the movie, we thought like of better ideas that we could have done better. So maybe next time we can make a better movie.
Well, I enjoyed the filming. I enjoyed the scenes. I enjoyed being in this event, and I want to continue in this area because I find myself good at it, and and I hate sciences. Remember, and well, I enjoyed also the other scenes because it gave me new ideas, new experiences, new ways of how to shoot things, and so it was a nice place and a nice festival, you know.
After watching the videos, I thought of more ideas that will inspire me for the next videos that I make. And it wasn't my first time doing videos. I usually do a lot. Instagram. Yeah. Yeah, when traveling.
Yeah, it was like both of us usually make Instagram videos, and so we kind of had an insight of what should we do. But yeah.
Maybe we'll open it up for questions. I can't see anything with these lights, but if anybody out there. Yeah. Do we have another mic? Yeah, thanks.
For the high school students, I just wanted to ask, what type of special equipment did you use to make your videos?
Cell phones and iPads. That's it.
Okay, so just what you had.
Yeah, this.
That was part of the competition.
And the university student, what did you use? What type of equipment?
I just use a DSLR Nikon camera with a long lens, 70 to 300.
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions? There's Jim in the back over there.
That you were able to actually get to a gazelle?
Oh, so the closest I was able to get, well, in the first scene, you'll see there's like, if you remember, there's this very small gazelle that's kind of grazing in the grass, and that was one of the first nights I'd gone to film the gazelles, and I was able to hide behind a bush and so they didn't really see me, and they're all herding and they're all grazing in the range, and so I was able to get pretty close without them seeing me, which is why the footage was good. But but once they saw me, they're very extremely skittish and shy, and so they all ran away. So it's very difficult to get close to the gazelles because they're so sensitive to sound. Even the sound of the shutter clicking on the camera can spook them, and they have very keen eyes. So it was very difficult, but I'm really glad I was able to get close.
And just to add to that, there was talks with Mira about whether or not to have a tripod, and some of the actual setup was actually hindering her ability to get close to the gazelles. And then one story was that I went once with her to the golf course, and I was trying to help her, and then they kicked us out of the golf course because I actually so this idea of access, it was much easier for her to do it by herself actually than have other people there. So yeah.
Some of the shots in the high school students' work look almost like aerial shots. And I thought maybe they used a drone, but they used just their cell phones. That was kind of amazing.
Yeah, there was as part of the competition, some of the students didn't come with footage, so one of the options was also to take found footage and recycled footage and make films out of that. So and some of the films are hybrids between their own shooting and footage that we provided them. So some of them preferred to use footage that was not part of them. But we had a question here, and then Bill, you're next.
Thank you, Alex. In fact, I really enjoy it as the first time, and it seems that there is very interesting movies we saw today. Specifically, there's the gazelle, which is mainly the symbol of Abu Dhabi, as well as there is a certain movie about the camel. The camel, as well as it's a representation also of Abu Dhabi and the UAE. And I would like to thank Alex for this participation. Maybe we can ask the people also, which they photo themselves for the gazelle, for the camel. What was the idea behind it? Because I saw there are some movies with the camel displaying. Are they here? They can talk about it from the high school.
Are they here? The students that made the film of the. They haven't come up. Do you want to talk about the campaign?
So when I first heard what's the idea about making the film, which is Land Meets Water, I didn't think of it scientifically. I thought about the history of Abu Dhabi and how the sheikh, the rulers, went from the desert, which was Al Ain, to find the sea and to meet the water. And so when they met the water and everything, and they have, as Mira said, they built the Qasr Hassan and stuff like that. They then built achievements from that, and as you can see, like Abu Dhabi is growing rapidly due to how land met the water before. So.
Yeah, I thought that a lot of the films really used the music very beautifully and very effectively, and I'm wondering if the filmmakers did you try out different soundtracks as you were doing it? How did you select the music to accompany the films?
What's this time?
We had to try different types of music because the music has to go with the film. So like if you have like a silent film, like when the movie is like short and it's not fast, it's like slow going, so we need like slow music. We don't need like music that's loud, so we had to choose between types of music to pick the best one.
For us, choosing the music came last, so we were actually facing a problem with the music. We were very like perfectionist, so we needed like perfect music, but we couldn't find perfect music. So the music which we went with wasn't what we thought was best, which was just like, khalas, we had to like submit it now, so that's the music we put. Yeah, and like one of the things, if we could change, we would change the music because we didn't really like it.
Well, I guess for me, one of the pieces, the songs I use is "The Wind in High Places" by John Luther Adams. He's one of my favorite composers, and I wanted to use one of his pieces before I even shot the film. And if you don't know, he's this composer who a lot of his music is inspired by nature, by birds, by places, so it's in forests, and so yeah, that's my inspiration.
I'll take one last question. Mason in the back.
You guys did a great job, and obviously it sounds like it's inspired you to pursue this further. Now, you mentioned you have some ideas about future projects. Would you like to share one or two of those?
For future projects, we are thinking more of, like, if we had more time before filming the movie, we could have came up with a better idea rather than actually like filming things without having an idea in mind. So if we had more time, we would have thought of a better idea to make the movie better.
I also liked in Mira's video, she had also someone from high school. They both had present and past. They had something from something from our own history and something that they filmed. That's another idea I wanted to do in the next ones.
I'm working on a memoir short film called The Two-Headed Calf. And yeah, it's my next project.
Tell us about what's it.
I guess I also want to I want to incorporate. I come from San Diego, and so I love to swim in the water, and I would really love to explore more of the corals around here and the reefs around Abu Dhabi, and I also want to go back home to San Diego and play around with the reefs in San Diego as well, and do a film about those.
Yusuf, last year, he's here. He had a short movie about racism, and he and a couple of others made the public service announcement. It was an English project, and they had actually the best movie of all time, of all the of all movies, and and if he would like to come and share his experience.
So we had this project in our English class. It was to do a public announcement given a problem in this world. So we chose racism. We showed two sides of the world where a foreign student, was being bullied because he wasn't from the same country that he was studying in, and the other world had the local students helping him to study and have fun for wherever he was.
Great. Well, we have 30 more minutes, so I think we're gonna stop there, and maybe if some of you want to hang around and talk to people afterwards, we have a screening at 3, and that is going to be before the screening is this film called Sapita about a young Iranian astrophysicist, and before that we have one of our own science faculty, Mallory Roberts, who's going to show a little clip about a film that he made about an observatory. And Ozge, part of our programming team, is going to have a conversation with him. So we'll see that, and then right afterwards it's going to be Sapita. And I encourage everybody to stay. There's a sandstorm outside anyway, so it's better to be inside. Okay, thank you.